Hello, everyone, here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Elk Mountain, Wyoming, and since last episode, finished up mulching on field 4 here, everyone. So went down to the shop, grabbed the mulcher, came back up here, and threw a hired worker on this. Hired worker did a really good job, quite surprisingly. Normally with the fences and stuff on this field, I would have a little bit of trouble with that, but as far as I know, he completely finished the field. At least that's what it's showing on the map here anyway. And taking a quick look around here before I start recording, it looks like he did actually finish everything from what I can tell. At least around by the fences, which are the usual suspect for problems on that field. Also finished planting on field 3. That field is finished. And, well, as folks can probably guess, we're going to start planting on field 4 here at this episode as soon as I bring the mulcher here back to the main farm. Oh, I'm thinking about this too, Evan. Maybe we should look at investing into some more fields here too. At some, ooh. Mulcher is apparently a little heavy on the back of this thing. Don't know if I can add any more weight in front of this tractor or not. Doesn't look like it. Looks like the rack is full up front, so, oh well. Anyway, we'll just park this in the shed here for now, and then, like I said, we'll hop over to the planter. Went ahead and filled up the planter here between episodes as well. Again, as a reminder, with that particular planter there, it does cause some problems here when trying to fill it, because, again, our silo system, our storage mission, call it more of a storage system here. Our storage system on the farm, everyone, holds 6 different types, I think it is, or 5, whatever it is. You know, your seed, fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, lime. Also holds water, and it seems like I'm missing something. Well, whatever I'm missing, anyway. Holds all those, everyone. Well, when you go to fill a planter that holds multiple fill types, you folks know the story. It don't work, right? So, yep, oh well. Anyway, got it filled. For those who wonder, by the way, you got to have a second storage for, so you got the split type. That's the solution to that problem, unfortunately. Kind of stupid, but, well, it is what it is. Anyway, let's get some GPS, and I am lined up differently. Normally, I go this way on the field, which actually, you know what? Do I even have an auto drive? I do not, or an auto drive, I'm sorry. A GPS line for this. I do not have a GPS line, do I? Well, let's go ahead and create one. We're going to set A at 90 degrees. So not as well. I don't know if that would work or not. Probably not. Let's not try it. There we go. Then we're going to save that. Okay. Put 90 in there first. Then we'll save that. Okay, one of these is not actually 90. I'm not sure which one here. Try this one, see what it shows. Yeah, okay, let's delete that one. So that's the one we actually want. There we go. Okay, and then we'll auto width this here a moment. Yep, good. Oh, and I suppose I should check what we're going to plant. You know what? Let's go with canola. Why not? Nothing wrong with that. I like that. Lower it down. Planter's on. GPS is locked. And we are planted. So again, I did mulch this field, that one. Oh, and that reminds me too, speaking of mulching, by the way, we also need to make sure we take care of the weeds over on field 3. So I'll probably start on that here at some point here this episode as well. We'll get the weeder out there and weed that field, which I think worked on field 1 as far as I know. Yeah, it's not showing any weeds over there, so that's a good sign. And then we can also roll field 3 as well. We got a roller. Again, as I've said before, rolling, in my opinion, as well as mulching for that matter, does not pay for itself in the game, in my opinion. I suppose if you do enough of it for long enough, it might. Maybe. I don't know. You factor in maintenance and repair costs and the equipment cost, I'd be very, very surprised if it does. I know we got a little bit of space to turn around here, but I'm still going to do another headland just so we got plenty of space to turn around. Oh, we got a couple of little bump outs in the field. That's kind of annoying. Oh, well. Oh, and the mulcher did miss just a little bit on this edge, didn't it? Oh, well. That's such a small amount. I'm not going to worry about that a little bit. Doesn't actually surprise me he missed that a little bit given how tight it is here in this particular corner. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's turn it back around here. At least try to anyway. Gonna be one of these 11-point turns here, probably. There we go. That's... Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Forward, backwards again. Actually, no, it might have it this time. Nope, not quite. Just need to straighten it back out of it. We'll have this. There we go. Back in position. Lower the planter back down, and back off to the races. From the looks of it, it looks like we're putting a fair amount of fertilizer down on this field here as well from what I'm seeing. Again, I don't know, glance mod versus precision farming. To be honest, I just need to remember to deactivate the glance mod. As much as I do kind of like having it, everyone at the same time, I don't like the look of it overlapping the precision farming mod there. And I suppose if I took the time of it, I could probably change the glance mod so it actually is lower down. You can change that if I remember correctly. Just got to take the time to do that as well, right? So, that, it goes back to the whole discussion I've had before, too. When you start adding up all these mods here, and you start ending up with all these various HUDs and overlays, and oh my goodness, after a while, it's, do you really need some of this stuff? Because the screen starts looking pretty cluttered. And don't get me wrong, some of it is kind of nice to have, but at the same time, too, it's like, it's cluttering up screen real estate. Which, I guess I'm thinking about, given all the screens they have in tractors nowadays, right? What do you expect? Most of your newer tractors have at least one screen for sure, if not two. And then, everyone, you combine that with some of the other maybe equipment-related screens as well. Sometimes the equipment itself might have its own dedicated screen and or whatever you're pulling. Might even have like a control box or something like that. So, yeah, all depends what you're doing, right? Everyone might have 3, maybe 4 screens in the tractor or more, depending on what's all going on. Have 1 or 2 screens that are for the tractor, which can also connect to the equipment too, by the way, depending on the equipment. And then maybe, have another screen there for detecting, say if you got a plugged run or something like that. Sensor system. Maybe have some sort of rate control, GPS controls, etc., right? I gotta say, this planter does plant nice and quick. And as a reminder here, too, once we're done planting here, we need to immediately follow this up with the weeder. Because, again, this ground has not been... Yeah, no, has not. I had to think about that a minute. No, we did not plow this ground. In fact, we haven't worked this particular field up at all now. The only thing we did was mulch it. So we will end up with probably a considerable amount of weeds on this field here, if I had to guess that one. I think that's going to result in a lot of weeds. Now, the next field over, field 3 there, we did cultivate. In fact, we cultivated that field twice. Again, unnecessary in the game, but just for the sake of realism, everyone, I did cultivate it just because we had so many weeds on it. As I've said before, when it comes to my play style here, I like to play as reasonably realistically as possible, given the limitations of the game. That's what I always say. So, for those of you who are wondering, what's my play style? Is it, like super realistic or anything like that? Like I said, I always just try to play as realistically as possible, given limitations of the game. So, and some of those limitations, like physics and stuff like that, I'm not going to sit here probably trying to pick up bales with a pair of forks or something like that, or bale spikes. I'm sorry, but I don't think I quite have the patience for that. That is just mind-numbingly just drives you nuts trying to deal with the physics. Don't get me wrong, it can be fun at times trying to pick up bales, especially if it's working with you, right? But other times when it's just like, what in the world? Like, Giants, have you actually, tried this? Because, if you had tried this, anyway. John Deere 1590 planter, for those who are wondering, by the way, equipped with the liquid fertilizer option. Mighty small tanks on this, I must say. Seems like I should have a little bit bigger tanks on this planter, but yeah, oh well. Used to be, I would say, a fairly common planter back in the day. In fact, I would still say you still see some of them around, at least around where I live yet, everyone. Especially for planting wheat, rye, maybe cover crops, that type of thing. When it comes to most, forgot to lower it here. When it comes to the most common crops around where I live, which again is corn and soybeans, most farmers seem to opt to plant those with row crop planters nowadays. Of course, corn, that's always been planted with a row crop planter typically. And of course, I'm talking about a row crop planter. I'm going to planter that plants in 30-inch rows, or maybe even 22, or what's the other one? Is it 30, and is it 40? Is it 40 or 44? I don't know. Someone will have to enlighten me on that one. I forget if it's exactly 40 or if it's over 40. I forget the other width there. I'm not sure how common that is anymore. I believe 30 inches is usually the most common nowadays. Then, of course, you have a couple of narrower widths as well. I don't know if they do corn in 15s or not. I know soybeans can be done in 15s. I think corn, about 20, is it 20 or 22 is about the narrowest they'll do corn typically. For those who don't know, corn is a little bit picky as far as its spacing goes. Most row crop planters are also precision planters, meaning they place the seed very precisely in rows and also apart from each other. So the distance from seed to seed in the row is also very precise typically. That is not typically the case with a planter like this, everyone. I have heard a planter like this sometimes described as an uncontrolled spill. It's just throwing the seeds out there, right? That's how precise, or maybe we should say unprecise, a planter like this is. That one, they're not a super precise planter. They are precise maybe in the sense that the rows are precisely spaced apart of them, so you're going to have fairly precise row spacing. However, your seed spacing within that row is going to be, well, who knows, quite wild probably. Which, as far as most, well, maybe I shouldn't say most crops, but most wheat-like crops, barley, stuff like that, everyone, they don't care as much. Soybeans is another crop that benefits from what I'm going to call precision planting, but it can also be planted with a planter like this, and it's not going to probably super make that much difference, right? Although one of the big things there, everyone, is now if a farmer is planting soybeans with a planter like this, corn with a row crop planter, now you have to have two planters, right, everyone? So that is the advantage. If a planter can plant both soybeans and corn, now the farmer only needs one really expensive planter as opposed to one really expensive planter and one, well, planter like this probably isn't overly expensive, still expensive, but not as crazy expensive as, say, a row crop planter, especially with all the precision upgrades on it. And of course, most precision planters as well. And I always want to say precision farmer here because we got the precision farming mod. But most precision planters, Evan, the planting unit itself is usually got a lot going on it. Everywhere from the row cleaners to the openers, the actual like seed tube and placement of the seed, to the entire closing system as well. Making sure that you can properly clear the row ahead of the planter. So if you're planting no-till, especially in a field that has trash on it, and by trash, that one it's usually referred to as like corn stalks or corn stubble, bean stuff, whatever was last on the field. That one is, the leftover trash on the field. So you need to be able to clean the trash out of the way so that the openers can cleanly open to the proper depth consistently. Right? Planting at, maybe if you got a high speed planter, planting at about 10 miles an hour, you need to be able to consistently open that seed trench to the proper depth. Place the seed correctly spaced apart from the last seed, and then close that seed trench back up so that seed is fully enclosed in soil, so the seed has good soil contact. There's a lot going on when you think about it, but it's not as simple and cut and dry as you might think it would be. Really, a lot of science and a lot of work, and just a lot of work goes into that. Okay, anyway, I think enough jabbering on here. Let's maybe lower the cedar first. That would probably help. There we go. Maybe we'll throw a hired worker on this. A hired worker should be pretty good, I would think, right? Folds out the lights. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, we'll leave the hired worker to that. Just double check the field here real quick. We should be looking pretty good, right? Yep, being planted. Doesn't show anything on the field as far as like tillage or anything like that. It's just a blank field here, I guess. So that's kind of strange if you ask me, but hey, what it is. So anyway, let's go back to the main farm here. Oh, and we're going to need a tractor. The 4840? Probably do a pretty good job, I guess. And we're going to grab our roller here. I'm going to start rolling field 3. I'll probably throw course play in that job, I think. Although maybe we'll do one quick round ourselves here. Just get the outside round, then have course play finish it up for us. Just, again, with the whole round field thing, everyone. Which, to be honest, I guess probably wouldn't really be that bad. I could set up GPS for it. Oh, let's see what's here. We should... Oh, yeah. No problem making a cross here. And we'll just pull up some comments here a moment as well. See what we've got in the comments. Brian was saying the Kubota equipment pack by Iconic is all reskins of in-game equipment, which is what I rather suspected it was. I figured that's what most of that Kubota equipment was. Although I'm curious on the baler, because I don't know if I've seen that baler from in-game, was it? So if we go back to this one, round balers. So yeah, if we got the Kubota fast baler one, where is this one in the game? Because I don't think I've seen this one here before. Because it's definitely not that one. Not that one. Not that one either, although it looks similar. And definitely not that one. So yeah, I don't know. Not sure on that one, everyone. Anyway. Got to say, by the way, for those of you who have not downloaded the Kubota equipment pack, definitely should check that out. Really good pack there, in my opinion. Christopher was saying, good video and happy holidays. Yes, Christmas right around the corner here. Actually, I say right, that's what, a week and a half away. Oh man, can you folks believe it? Christmas is only like a week and a half away at this point. Wow. John was saying you have to go to the vehicle overlay menu in the main menu. Then you can hit tab and move around to the different vehicles and places on the map. Great video, and hope this is clear enough to help. Okay. And again, I'm assuming John here is referring to being able to reset a tractor. Again, for those of you who didn't see the video here earlier this week, we had a tractor one that literally went flying. Actually, I guess the video was last week, wasn't it? I believe it was last week. But anyway, yeah, for those who didn't see it, should check it out here, everyone. Yep, just go back a couple episodes here in the Elk Mountain series, and you'll see the, oh, what was it? About 2/3 of the way, I think, into the video, everyone. I was driving back. I think we were feeding the cows, I think. Something like that. I was driving back, everyone, and I mean, the tractor just took off. And I mean, it took off, everyone. Like, again, as I said before, I don't think I've ever actually had that happen. Not that bad, anyway, to that extent. And again, too, not when I've, like, on purpose. Because I've definitely on purpose caused that to happen before. But that was not even on purpose. That was just, I don't know what went wrong. Something went wrong. Kind of hard to tell where you haven't rolled here with this. Hopefully I'm, yeah, okay, see, now from this angle, I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of a different glare or glint on the soil. Definitely going to get this set up, of course, by though, because, you know, again, just looking forward to it, I mean, it's like, where have I rolled? I'm not entirely sure. Well, I guess it depends if you're using in-game rollers. I guess they do have more of a texture like this, don't they? This particular roller here, though, should be just like a smooth texture, flat. Or flatter, maybe we should say. I guess if we wanted to keep going around and around, we could probably actually finish this field up fairly quick. The only thing is, I'd be afraid of missing a little bit here. Although this part I could see fairly nicely. That's not too bad. Okay, let's get course play going here for this. Let's yeah, not bother going any further. Just do a couple headland passes there, make it a little easier for course play, so hopefully it doesn't miss anything. Although, being a round field, I don't think it would actually be a problem here. Unload that course, then go back to that. 2 headlands should be more than enough, I would think. Generate the course for that. And if you just start at the nearest waypoint, back it up here just a little bit, and you should be able to pick up on the second headland, and you should be good, I would think. We've technically ran 2 headlands here ourselves, although I might not have ran the correct spacing here on the second headland, or even for the first one for that matter. Okay, we'll leave the hired worker to that. Let's go grab one more tractor. Might as well. Actually, you know what? Let's grab the white tractor. Why? Oh, wrong screen. That's why. I was going to say, why is the white tractor not showing up here? Still not showing up either, is it? Pretty sure it's right over here somewhere. Maybe it's being hidden by this truck or something. No, it's like legitimately not showing up on the map. That is, should I be concerned by that? Possibly. For those who didn't see it, we bought the white 2155. What was that? Okay, I don't know what that was. To replace the John Deere 7630. I'm still thinking I would like another little bit newer, faster tractor to replace the 7630, but for now, this one will do. Something a little bit different. For those who are not familiar with white tractors, by the way, they are essentially Oliver tractors, sort of just rebranded. So back in, I'm not sure what year that was, back when Oliver was bought out by the White Trucking Company, Oliver tractors became white tractors. And, I don't know, fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, however you want to look at it, the White Trucking Company went under and pretty much took Oliver and Minneapolis Moline with it. And as I understand it, the whole White Trucking Company / Oliver merge was actually more of a hostile takeover, it sounds like, unfortunately. So, oh well. If that had to happen, everyone, it might have been a little bit different market here nowadays. You know, kind of the big ones I would say nowadays, having John Deere, Case, at least over in America here anyway. I suppose, you know, looking at Europe, probably more like some Fendt and Kloss and stuff like that. But at least in America, the big ones are definitely John Deere. I would say Case is probably second. I don't know. What do you folks think? Is Case second? New Holland? Case, New Holland, John Deere. Those are definitely the big ones right there. Okay, we're definitely going to be getting this set up here with course. That one can't even see where we've been at all with this. Like, not at all. There's nothing here. So, let's see. I suppose I could do the first time around. Yeah, why? Just course play. Let's do... Yeah, we'll do 3. That should be fine. And we'll just start the first waypoint here in this case. Go check and see how the planner's doing here in a minute. Make sure everything's going good over here. Yep, looks like we're doing pretty good from what I can tell. It's definitely adding some fertilizer to the field, that is for sure. Apparently we're a little low for what... Well, that's interesting too. Okay, so for this one, I don't remember what we had planted on the field before I won, but apparently it had a high... Oh, was it sorghum? I think it was a sorghum on this field, right? We had a high seed rate, so now apparently we're planting at a standard seed rate. Interesting. Whatever. And then as far as our nitrogen goes, yep, definitely bumping up the nitrogen quite a bit, isn't it? Yep, 160 there. Going from pretty much 0. Wow. Apparently the sorghum really wiped that field out. Oh, and you know what? I should check yield. How are we looking at lime? Lime should be good yet, I would think, right? Really, the only good way I know to check lime, everyone, is like to get out and just look. pH value, good. Okay, we should be good, right? Nitrogen, perfect. Nope. Oh, well, I didn't mean to tab around like that. Anyway, on that note, with that, I think we're going to wrap this episode up here. If you folks have any comments and or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, everyone, thanks for watching, and until next time.